Hello, couponers. It is Coupon Overflow here today with a Aldi shopping haul. Long time no video, I do know. Life is lifing, but I'm back here today with a video. And I wanted to go into the store to concentrate on some very specific items. Now, zone shopping to me, also called Target shopping, uh, basically to me it's just concentrating on a specific item, setting a budget, and going in the store in mind with, hey, I'm going to look for only this specific item, this specific type of product. Okay, for me today it was ready-made meats. So anything that I pretty much eat a lot of and I need something to do quick and easy meals with, this is what I wanted to pick up. Also wanted to pick up things that have a lengthy shelf life. So any type of shelf stable meat I wanted to pick up, and also the frozen meat, is good for longevity as well. So I set a budget of around $50 and I wanted to go in store and use that budget. I spent a little bit more than $50 today, but I am happy with the way that the overall price came out as far as how many products I was able to pick up and the quantity thereof. Now, I have a very picky eater, a person in my house, little small child, 10 years old, loves to eat chicken nuggets, okay? Chicken strips, okay? If it's not Zaxby's, if it's not Cane's, it's Chick-fil-A. And Chick-fil-A is very expensive. The last time we went to Chick-fil-A, we got two of the 12 count combos, nugget combos, and I'm telling you, it was $25. That is ridiculous. That is outrageous. That is unheard of. Can't believe it. You spend $25 and you only get a chance to eat once. I don't think that's, a good deal, in my opinion. Not to mention the chicken nuggets were extremely salty. So, had to, come up with something in my brain that would kind of counter that, okay? Come up with some type of solution. And what I did here today was go to the Aldi store and I found an alternative. So let's talk about that. So one day while visiting the Aldi's grocery store, I happened to stumble upon these particular bags of chicken nuggets. Okay, just wanted to try them. Saw they were at a good price, $7.29 for one bag. Not bad at all. Pretty comparable to the Tyson brand as far as the price. But I feel like this is a much better quality, much higher quality. So when we tried it, I was pleasantly surprised at how much it looked very much like the Chick-fil-A nuggets, okay? But upon tasting them, in my opinion, they taste way better than the Chick-fil-A nuggets. Okay, I would rather have these than the Chick-fil-A nuggets. My son and I can eat off the bag for definitely more than one meal, okay? Two, and may even stretch it to three meals off this one bag. There's so many things that you can do with these particular nuggets instead of just, eating them with french fries or something like that. You can actually make a meal out of them. Say, if, for instance, if you like Chinese food, okay, you can take some of these and, get you a Chinese sauce of some sort, you know, the General Tso's or the orange chicken sauce, and then you can have you a whole meal, Chinese meal at home. These are very versatile. You can throw them in salads, you can throw them in some spinach wraps. I mean, the list goes on as far as what you can do with them. You can even use them as a breakfast bowl. Say, for instance, the Chick-fil-A breakfast bowl. You can make that at home yourself. So I picked up 5 bags of these intentionally, wanted to stock up on them, wanted to have them available when my picky eater son has some sort of craving for chicken nuggets. They are at home, they are on hand. All I have to do is put them in the air fryer, spray them with a little bit of cooking spray or sprinkle just a little bit of olive oil on there, and then he has his healthier chicken nuggets. So $7.29 at 5 is about $38. But if you compare that to the $25 that I spent for the both of us, this is a way better deal, way better bargain. And we can have meals, you know, onwards and upwards as time goes on. This is the 22-ounce, 1 pound, 6 ounce bag of nuggets. When you chomp down on them, this is not mystery meat, okay? You can tell that this is cut up chicken breast. That's pretty much what it is. I like to take some of these restaurant cups and, put nuggets and things like this down in there, and that is a great way for me to save space. Takes up less space in the freezer, and you can also stack these. Went ahead and opened one bag so you can get an idea of how these look. There's another close-up of how they look in that cup. You really can't beat this deal for the price that you're paying for them, so I would definitely be keeping these as a staple in my home and in my freezer. And you can see that one bag of these kind of fills up just about 2 restaurant cups, tall restaurant cups for this particular product. So again, great deal, great way to eat 2 or 3 times off of one bag. 2 or 3 times times 2 people. So moving on, Aldi's has some even cheaper chicken products. I feel like the nuggets were a little bit more premium chicken, and these are, still just as good, but a different style and different type of frozen chicken. So I picked up some fully cooked chicken nuggets, family size, 48 ounces. These were $6.79. These are more like a miniature chicken patty, and they kind of remind you of the style. Kind of remind you of the McDonald's style of chicken nuggets. Overall, I feel like it's a great deal, and we're just gonna try these out. I've never had them before. I have had other brands like the Tyson brand. So I was just interested to see how these would taste. And all of these nuggets are from the Kirkwood brand of chicken. They also have the raw chicken from this particular company available. And I got 2 different types of the chicken strips, one buffalo style, one just kind of regular. The buffalo chicken strips were $6.49. Regular chicken strips were $6.99. Both are the 1 pound, 9 ounce container. Next, I picked up 5 packages of the real bacon bits. This is from Tuscan Garden. That's the name of the brand. Now, surprised at the price of these, okay? Because we all know that bacon bits, especially the real kind, okay, it's not cheap, okay? But these were actually $1.89. Unheard of price. Really good price. Normally expect to pay $3 and upwards for some bacon bits. And this is a pretty generous portion per bag also. So many versatile things that you can do with these bacon bits. You sprinkle it over some mac and cheese, and you got some bacon cheddar, mac and cheese. You sprinkle them over top of your casseroles, on your salads. Sometimes for breakfast, if you're in a hurry, you can just make you some eggs and throw you some bacon bits in there in your eggs. You can have you a nice little omelet, or you can have you a nice little bacon, egg, and cheese wrap. I mean, the list goes on and on as far as what you can do with these bacon bits. I definitely wanted to stock up on them because this is one of those things that you run out of and you hate to just go to the store just to get only that. So I like to kind of just keep them on hand. I like to use them when I season my greens and my beans and things like that. So really good thing to have on hand in your pantry pretty much at all times. If you can take a look at the shelf life on these, this is unheard of. These are good until October of 2026. So really good shelf life on those as well. The last little bit of ready-made meat that I picked up was some cans of tuna. Now I got the cans of tuna in the oil. I am very, very sensitive to gagging and texture and all of this stuff. So I prefer to get my tuna in oil so that I can literally choke it down. I feel like this is a really good price. I feel like this is a really good price point. These were 89 cents per can. My favorite brand is the Star Kiss tuna, but Sometimes you don't always have a StarKist budget, or you're not always in the store to pick up StarKist. So wanted to try this particular brand from the Aldi store. This is called the Northern Catch, and picked up 5 of them at 89 cents. And I feel like I got a pretty good deal. This is great for lunch for work for the 5-day work week. 89 cents for lunch per day. That would be a great price rather than paying 10, 12, 14, $15 for just one meal. So this can really stretch your budget. Overall, I'm very pleased with this particular shopping trip at Aldi's, and I plan to make this a continuous part of the way that I do grocery shopping. I will continue to zone shop and concentrate on items that I know that my family does eat on a regular basis, concentrate on items that I am tired of picking up one by one, piece by piece, or a few here and a few there, making sure that I pick up and I stock up on items that we eat all the time and they're always here on hand, ready to use and ready to cook. Let me know what items you like to stock up on when you do your stockpiling grocery trips, and I will see you on my next video.